Hello, my name is Caroline,
And I'm Megan.
and this is the Songwriter Diaries, episode 7. Sorry we were MIA last week. We had some audio file corruption things that went on, and sadly lost all of the audio that we had recorded. Our guest is judging me so hard for the way that I'm speaking right now. His name is Jaxon. Hi, Jaxon.
What's cracking?
Hello. So glad to have you on the pod.
I'm here. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
I hated that. Okay, what kind of music do you write and perform? What genre?
So it depends on which band. So I have a pop punk band, 1,000 Miles of Fire, and I help them write pop punk sometimes. And then I've got, I've got my own stuff, which is kind of like poppy, like just like guitar stuff, I guess. Kind of like I don't know, like early 2000s John Mayer, I guess. But I'm not half as fucking. That dude is actually probably one of the best musicians of all time. Whether or not he's a giant asshole, totally beside the point.
Valid.
However, you know, he had some bangers back in the day. But yeah, and then I've also got my progressive metal band, Colony Collapse. And that's one that I usually spend most of my time writing for, and just 'cause metal is really hard to write. It's like you gotta have the meticulous aspects of the songs like perfect, otherwise the whole song's gonna suck. It's stupid. I fucking hate metal.
Interesting. So how many bands are you in precisely?
I'm in 5 bands to
Mm.
say. One of them is still in the two of them are in the writing mode before we make our debut, but my personal one is the one that's writing right now, and it's just me writing all those songs, and I'm almost done writing. I guess I'm like 75% of the way through a set list for that one.
Cool. And are you predominantly like the head writer in all of those bands, or do you play like a side role in some of them?
So I play in a band called Pithalo, and that's all Pierce. That guy's a lunatic in the best way. You know, he just like fucking slams out songs all the time, and he's also just like a really good musician. And him and Keenan are just like phenomenal together 'cause they work off each other so well, and Pierce writes so well for Keenan's vocal pocket. Like, I have no purpose in writing for that band 'cause I already got it figured out. But for Colony Collapse, it's mainly just me and my singer Noah. For Lost Along the Way, which is my personal band, that's just gonna be me. And for 1,000 Miles of Fire, it's mostly Andrew, and I just like touch up some stuff for him sometimes, write a riff here and there. But other than that, yeah. So I guess I'm only the main writer for 2 of them.
Oh, okay. And then what do you play in each of those bands?
I play guitar in all of them.
Cool. Nice.
Lame.
Love that.
Do you play any other instruments besides guitar?
Oh wait, one of them I sing in too. But yeah, I play bass and piano and stuff.
Nice.
And I can play the vocal cords and the skin flute. I'm very proficient at the skin flute.
The what? I don't understand your lingo at all. When did you write your first song?
I think maybe the 3rd day I had a guitar, 'cause I never actually learned how to play guitar. I just kept writing songs and never didn't learn any other. I never learned anybody else's songs. It's a problem. It's a really bad issue.
How old were you?
I was 14 or 15. I can't remember when I picked up guitar. I think I was 14.
What songwriting advice would you give your younger self?
Probably that only like 1 out of every 30 things that I write is good. And had I known that when I was 15, I wouldn't have beat myself up so hard. 'Cause I was like, damn it, none of these songs are good, 'cause they weren't. and so I just like, I don't know, just made me feel like shit when I started writing. And then now I feel like if I don't write something good, that's okay, 'cause I don't have to use it and I can just delete it or something.
Yeah, I think that's a really good lesson because I think so many people just want to pop out hits all the time. and they don't
Swear.
realize that every hit comes with like 50 absolute shit songs.
Yeah, I swear. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. If it's like the studio thing. Like if everybody heard every single bad take that you took in the studio, like they'd think differently. Just like if they heard everything that you wrote that sucks,
Yeah.
they would think differently. Like like I was talking about John Mayer. Like I bet he has songs that are fucking awful.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What's your current writing process?
Right now I'm demoing in Logic mostly, and so usually what ends up happening is like I'll start a riff when I get home from work, and then my singer, who's my roommate, he'll just like listen to me write it, and then when I'm like burnt off that riff and like or like a part or whatever, once I'm like I've just done what I can for it, I give up, and then he'll jump on it, and then it'll kind of usually start to take more shape as a song for whatever band it is. And then but for my personal stuff, it's usually just like I drink a beer or wait, no, I'm not 21. I don't think I can say that. I drink a lot of coffee when I write. Like coffee is just like fucking music fuel, bro. Just straight up. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Not just one beer, but the coffee's the important part. And then I just sit around and just like sing into the microphone or acoustic guitar or something until something sounds good, and then I just keep going, I guess, just until it stops being bad.
I like that until it stops being bad. That is a mood.
Yeah.
Do you co-write very often? And if you do, who do you usually co-write with?
I co-write with my singer who lives with me, like I said, and I co-write with Andrew from 1,000 Miles of Fire. I mean, honestly, anybody who needs help writing a song, like I always offer myself help to, because like I want to write with everybody. I want to write every kind of genre of music that has to offer, because like, you know, I want to learn from all that stuff. So I guess, yeah.
Love that.
What's different writing for your solo career versus your bands?
Well, I don't like it when people are home when I'm writing for my stuff, because there's going to be a lot of weird noises that come out of my throat because I don't really know how to sing, but I do it anyway.
No, you know how to sing. You'll hear that soon, but
Shut up.
So is the process any different, or do you use the same writing process for both your solo and your band
I mean,
stuff?
every song is a different writing process. Like, I don't think I've written two songs the same way ever, just 'cause like sometimes I'll start with a vocal melody. Sometimes the first thing that I write for a song is going to be the end of the song. Sometimes I write the bridge first, or sometimes I'll write like just like a weird interlude thing in the song, and then I'll write it like I'll write the first half and then I'll write the second half around it or something. Like I don't think we've ever done it like the same way every time.
Yeah. Where do your lyrics usually Where do your lyrics usually come in the writing process?
Lyrics before melodies for sure, because like you have to make sure your like I don't know, it's also easier for me to come up with a melody when I have like lyrics that I know are good, instead of just like babbling like a madman and then trying to decipher what I was saying or trying to force words in, and that always makes not very good lyrics,
Interesting.
or at least for me personally.
I like that. Yeah, that's cool. I always do melody first, so that's interesting to hear. What are your goals for your solo career and then your career with all of your bands?
Well, I really want Colony Collapse to blow up, just 'cause I've worked so hard on that band for so long.
They will.
Aww.
Agreed.
It's, yeah, and so that's just kind of, like, I moved out here to Denver for Colony Collapse and stuff, so, you know, I'm just really hoping that we get a break soon or something, or just, like, some important dude sees us or something, I don't know,
Some important
something
dude
stupid.
has already seen you, so shut up.
Well, he didn't do anything for us, so.
No, but he still noticed you, and he wasn't good enough for you, so.
Yeah, but, yeah, I don't know. For my solo stuff, I just want to be able to balance Colony, like, touring year round, half the year with Colony Collapse and half the year with Lost Along the Way, just so I can stay on the road all year, so that I can just, like, afford to live by doing music. It sucks that I have to, like, not do what I want to do in order to survive. Yes,
Yeah.
that sucks ass.
I think it just sucks that so many musicians have to have other income just to pay for gear and to pay to go on tour and
Or to
for
pay
content
rent.
and to pay rent. Like you can't just be a musician without any income to
Oh,
start
yeah.
with.
In Australia and Canada, they actually have an income that they are subsidized from the government because they tax MP3 players and just like anything that could play music. So like TVs or like anything that you can have Spotify on, they get taxed now. And so like Australia and Canada, their musicians are fine.
I know we should just move to Australia.
Oh wait, what the fuck? Like,
Swear.
what? I want that.
Yeah.
Shit.
One of my friends is a undocumented Canadian citizen, and I ask him every day why he's here.
Valid question.
So
Why would you leave?
what artists influence you in your music?
I love this question because I'm in a metal band, but like I mostly listen to pop. Like I don't know. I mean, of course, I love a lot of metal bands and stuff, and I know the scene pretty well and stuff. But like, man, I majority listen to like the Aces, which is like this weird pop band signed to Red Bull Records. Yeah, I showed you them. They're fucking incredible.
They're so good.
And then I listen to a lot of Blink-182.
Mm-hmm.
And I listen to I don't know. I go through moods. Like sometimes I'll just be listening to like some real weird stuff, or like there's a period of time where I like only listen to Japanese rock, which is a really good time in my life.
Love that.
Is that where you found Jizu?
Yeah, however that you pronounce that later. I think it's later, or maybe it's a band. I don't know. I really want it to be a girl, 'cause that's just what I imagine whenever I hear that fucking shredding ass piano.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I found Jizu or whatever through Spotify, and Spotify's sick, even though it's ruining the music industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a whole other conversation we will get into in a later podcast.
Maybe we'll do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Please.
Anywho, what's the greatest lesson that you've learned from songwriting?
I like to trust your gut, really. Just like whenever I work on a part for too long and just like try to and like don't follow my instinct with it. Like my instinct is either it sucks and I should delete it, or maybe I could do a better version of this, or maybe I should just try a whole new tactic altogether. And whatever like the first thing that comes to mind is usually what I try to do. Like, you know, if I'm just working on a part, I'm like, man, this sucks. I need to just like try this from a different perspective. And that as soon as I have a thought like that, I give into it, just 'cause like I know as soon as I start having thoughts like that, that this song isn't going to turn out as well as I would hope.
That's yeah. I feel like that is a good life lesson too. A single tear down the
Damn
cheek.
it. I'm out here philosophizing. Hey, yo, this a
Okay.
philosophy podcast now. We taking over.
I want you to
Nietzsche?
drop another bit of wisdom. What's the greatest lesson you've learned on tours from
Well,
touring?
I've only toured once, but that was lit as fuck. One thing I learned,
Be safe, kids.
oh man, yeah, be weary of Walmart bathrooms, 'cause you think that
Oh.
they're safe. And Wichita. Fuck Wichita. That's another thing I learned.
Wichita, Kansas?
Yeah, fuck that place. I just like, we went there and just
We have so many listeners in Wichita, and they're going to be very offended.
Hey, no, well, I love them, but, you know, oh man, Wichita was a crazy time. There's like, we slept outside of a Walmart, because, you know, that's where you sleep when you're on tour. It's really luxurious, you know? And this guy just like walked up to our van, and the band that we're touring with, their van was next to us. And this guy he's just like, oh wait, actually I meant to preface this with, it's 4 a.m.
Oh, good. All things happen good at 4 a.m.
Yeah. So this guy is just like walking around, you know, just checking shit out, starts looking into the band that we're touring with. He starts looking into their van and shit. And so I'm awake. So is Frank, the drummer of 1,000 Miles of Fire. And I'm like, hey, Frank, let's go check that fucking shit. That guy's about to come say what's up to us. Like, let's go say what's up to him first. Luckily enough, Frank had to smoke a cigarette. So we went and said what's up to him. And it was, I don't think I've ever seen that much crack been done in my life. That guy was on a different plane of existence. And then after that, everybody woke up. So we dared Andrew, a small Asian child, to go sleep on the front doorstep of the Walmart. And then there was like a cult seance going on from the Walmart workers. Like, he goes up there and like they're just like saying wild stuff. And he was just like, he just was like, I couldn't deal with it. I thought they were gonna like eat me or something. But
cannibalism in Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, and then we saw like a straight up like some sort of crazy deal. So that cracked out guy I was talking about, he walks up to the front of the Walmart, and that's why Andrew's dare came to life, because I was like, oh, he's right there. Bet you won't go sleep over there. And so he did, of course. But no. So when Andrew came back, there was the guy who was definitely off of something was standing in front of the Walmart, and then there's this car that pulls up, and a guy jumps out. Car drives away. Guy goes up to the drugs guy. I guess there's guy and drugs guy. Guy jumps out of the car. Drugs guy was already standing there because he said hi to us earlier. Yeah, he's high on crack. And so this guy walks up to the drug guy and immediately turns around, and then there's another car that comes and picks this dude up. Like, that, we saw a drug deal happen, and it took 2 cars, so I guess they're getting smarter about it, I guess. So good on you, crack dealers.
Shout out.
Yeah, shouts out to all the crack dealers and their Ubers.
All of the crack dealers. Hey, you've got lessons from touring, songwriting, and lessons for your drug cartel. It's great. Wow.
I don't think they count as a cartel because you can make crack in your kitchen, so.
Okay, well, clearly I know a lot about this topic. Do you have a song that you can show us? And if so, will you preface it with some knowledge?
So this song that I'm going to, it's actually not even in this thing right now. I'm just going to send it to Caroline when I get home. But this song is, it's just not even a song yet. It's just a chorus for one of the songs that I'm writing. And for Colony Collapse, I don't get to talk about relationship stuff really, just because like me and Noah are really into philosophy and stuff. So we just get to like talk about life and death and stuff a lot. We get really emo on the track, gotta flex my emo-ness. But I get to talk about like just how I feel about stuff for real with Lost Along the Way, and I think that's really cool. So like this one is about just a relationship I was in that was pretty weird, and like she did some pretty questionable stuff and then tried to tell me that I didn't love her enough, and that's why she did that stuff. So
yeah,
that's what that's about.
Sucked.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And with further ado, here's the song.
It didn't have to be this way, but you betrayed me. I thought that I was in the wrong, and you forgave me. You used my own words against me, tie me up and throw me out to see another point of view, another point of view.
Wow, that song was so amazing.
You didn't even listen to it.
Love that.
I've
Oh
heard
my
it before,
God.
bitch. It's fine.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So do you have any upcoming shows that you want our listeners to know about?
We're opening up for Ghost Atlas January 22nd. I think it's somewhere around there. It's like the 22nd or the 21st or the 23rd. Yeah, it's one of my favorite bands of all time. Jesse Cash is a fucking god. But yeah, so if you like Era or whatever, please buy a ticket from me. Please make me look good to this band because I love them so much.
Where is that show?
It's at the Marquee Theater. So I'll actually be getting paid for this show. Crazy.
Wow, you're getting paid
Yeah,
as a
what a
musician.
concept.
Yes.
Yeah, $100
So
for 5
exciting.
people.
Yes.
Yes.
Megan and I will be there, so you can come hang out with us.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
come hang out with us.
Oh
We'll make
my-
our own VIP section.
I'll think about it.
Well, thank you all for listening. All of the links to Jackson's socials will be down below, and also the links to buy tickets to that show will be down below.
Yes.
Okay, we will be back next week with another episode.
Yay, happy holiday, stay warm out there. Happy holidays.
Bye!
Bye.